What's up, Nova Heads? It's Amber Nova.
This is Chris Lights Out Lido.
Hi, this is Ray Boom Boom Mancini. Ice Boogie.
It's the real and raw August Artois.
This is Smiling Sam Alvey.
It's Archimedes.
I'm Jack Cartwheel, the real deal, the human highlight reel.
This is Steve Maury.
I'm Victor Henry.
It's ECW Original, The Enforcer, CW Anderson.
This is Honest John.
It's Mr. Classic.
I'm Jason Punet.
The young ghost.
It's old Hattie Price here.
When I say what's my name, tonight.
Richie Slade.
My name is Gino Rivera, the Frank Sinatra of the Spanish Mafia.
The incredible one, Anthony Idol.
This is Ken Shamrock.
The Golden Boy, Jordan Clearwater. Yo, watch and listen.
Championship online.
This is Alex Mars here. Hi, Richard Modest.
So, please listen to it, otherwise be cursed. Okay, see you later. Love that dinners.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. You are now watching and listening to Championship on the Line podcast. My name is Alex and my co-host Rich, and today is a very, very special episode here. We got a professional wrestler out of EWF, out of the Empire Wrestling Federation. You can see him wrestle live in the upcoming cards, and also you can watch him wrestle on Hard Knocks Wrestling YouTube channel. And I'm so happy to have him. Ladies and gentlemen, he is Michael Badwolf, ladies and gentlemen. The beard is clean and the face is mean.
Thank you.
Once again, man, thank you so much for taking the time. I'm really excited to have you on.
Oh, my pleasure. I've been looking forward to this all week. I'm excited to see what we're going to do today.
Awesome. Again, we're going to do a quick, before we get into a little bit of wrestling, we're going to do a segment where we like to ask 10 fun questions to get to know a little bit about your personal side. Is that cool to do with you, sir?
All right, then, let's do it.
All right, Richard, ask them away.
Awesome. We'll start with the first one, obviously. What is your favorite movie of all time?
Oh, my favorite movie of all time has got to be Training Day. I'm a little older guy, so I'm taking it back to 2001.
Nice.
I think there's a pause. Got it? Cool. The second question, favorite TV show of all time?
Oh, my favorite TV show of all time has got to be The Simpsons. I've been watching day one. I kind of stopped watching season 16 or 17. It kind of got repetitive after that. But still, to this day, The Simpsons, Game of Thrones, Doctor Who, it's really hard to pick just one. But I like all of sci-fi, but if I had to pick just one, I would pick The
Nice.
Nice. Favorite music artist or band?
All right, so a couple of things you can tell from my tattoos here. Big fan of the Misfits.
Oh,
nice. I'm a big fan of Social Distortion. I got the Ruthless tattoo here for Ruthless Records. I like Eminem. I like a lot of punk rock. But when I was in high school, it was a lot of rap music, but I don't really listen to the new stuff today. I kind of get old school.
Nice.
Six. We'll go favorite. What's your favorite meal?
My favorite meal of all time, hard to beat a good pizza. You can have bad sushi, you could have a bad hamburger, but even the worst pizza you've ever had, it's still easy.
Yeah,
that's very true.
Totally agree. Yeah.
Very, very true. Awesome. Favorite video game?
My favorite video games of all time is the Resident Evil series. I only got up to Resident Evil 6. I like playing those. I remember playing Resident Evil 2 when it first came out. That was the first one I played on Nintendo 64. I'm taking it back here. I'm an older guy. Sorry. But ever since then, that's Resident Evil's favorite.
Nice.
Nice choice. And favorite sports team?
Favorite sports team? Putting it down for FC Barcelona. Even though we just lost Messi this year, I don't care. Barcelona's still my
Yeah.
team. I've been to games. I saw them play the Galaxy. I saw them play AC Milan. One of my dreams was to actually go to Barcelona and watch a home game there, even though they don't got Messi. Look at this guy. Can't have anything around here.
We got a visitor.
Sorry about that.
No worries.
Yeah,
No worries.
Barcelona, my
Awesome.
favorite team.
That'd
Nice.
be amazing to go over there. Nice. Outside of wrestling, do you have a hobby that you like to do?
Outside of wrestling, before this, I used to make podcasts actually. So I used to make music. So wrestling kind of brought everything together. Like talk, like people that listen to me. I like to make music. I like the sound. Wrestling is something I can do it all together. I did make some music for my entrance. I haven't really panned out yet, but I haven't given up on that. I can talk, so outside of wrestling, just music and pretty much anything interesting.
Cool. Awesome.
Nice. Let's see. Did you have a favorite wrestler growing up?
I have two of them. My two favorite wrestlers growing up. Number one is Bret Hart. The reason why Bret Hart's my favorite is, when I was a kid, a teenager, my brother had braces, so we'd go to his orthodontist appointment. The orthodontist had WrestleMania, the arcade game. I would always pick Bret Hart. Bret Hart did the heart attack on there. They did a bunch of moves, but this one special punch he did would make someone scoff at their face. I really like that. So I would always play as Bret Hart, and then my brother always chose Doink. So there's a lot of matches we had on this Bret Hart versus Doink. But growing up after that, when I came into the Attitude Era, Kane is my number one favorite. There'll never be a better big man than Kane. He's got all my respect in the world.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's such like different styles where you have like, this in-ring master and then you have the big man style. But it's like they both
Kane,
work. They're both legends,
That's right, man. Kane is just things I see him do in the ring. Inspiring. He's a lot bigger than I am. It's just like, wow, this guy can do it. What's stopping me? I don't know about coming off the top rope like he does.
No, he was really like agile for a big guy, which is crazy.
Absolutely. Kane is well deserved.
Oh yeah. Like, do you have the ritual you do before you enter the ring?
The only ritual I have before the ring is psych myself up a little, get ready for that. Get ready for the intensity I'm about to hit. I gotta make sure the beard's clean. I got plenty of oils in there, make it nice and shiny. Other than that, now I just try to stay safe and hopefully my opponent stays safe, because what I'm gonna do to him is gonna hurt, and I want him to take care of himself. But other than that, I just go in there and get it done.
That's awesome. Sort of a Goldberg-esque warm up. This intensity.
The way I like to think of it is like kind of like a biblical reference. It's like I like to think of my beard kind of like Samson's hair. When I touch my beard, it kind of powers me up. If I were to ever lose my beard, that'd probably be the end of it.
Ooh, that's sick. I like seeing it like that. Yeah. Next, if you could have a match with someone that isn't a wrestler, who would it be? It could be someone from a video game, a fictional character, a TV show,
celebrity.
Anyone do you want?
Someone who's not a wrestler. If I could wrestle anybody, good question. Never thought about that. I would have to say either Homer Simpson or Peter Griffin. That's going to be a hell of a fight. Like, all those times to see Peter Griffin fight the big chicken, I want a piece of it.
Yeah. I thought that right away. He fights with the chicken. That's awesome.
Awesome. Once again, Mike, really appreciate you taking the time to do this podcast with us. Really happy and excited that you're here with us. Again, we started watching a lot of the videos that we saw on Hard Knocks Wrestling YouTube channel, all your matches there. And like I said, all the matches that you had, especially with Ken Noah, you had even the matches you do with Honest John. They were really great matches. So again, we're really happy and excited for you to be here. And we'll talk about it a little bit later, but I want to talk about your beginning, your start, your wrestling journey. How did that all start for you, and what made you decide to be a professional wrestler?
Well, I don't want to give the cliche answer saying something I always wanted to do as a kid. That's not the case. Growing up, when I was watching wrestling, I used to wonder out of people like Bret Hart, how the Rock, how Stone Cold do it, what kind of training did they go to? And I figured, you know what? They were just badasses. It doesn't matter what they did. They were just badasses. They got in the ring. They beat people up. So for me, I never focused on training to become a wrestler. I focused on becoming a badass. There's a lot of people out there. There are a lot of wrestlers trying to be badasses. But me, I'm a badass trying to be a wrestler. And that's the only difference. And I never really had the inspiration, but like I said earlier, I was making music. I was doing podcasts and kind of getting pulled in all several different directions. And I thought, how can I do this all at once? Put all my creativity together for one thing. I think land wrestling. And how I got started with Jesse Hernandez in School of Hard Knocks. It's funny enough, the Hurricane was in town, and he was doing a show at a promotion that doesn't exist anymore. I don't want to say their name. I don't want to give them any credit, but I went to that show, and that's where Jesse was doing the ring run. So I got his information, hit him up. I said, you know what, I want to try this. I think I could be a wrestler. Jesse took one look at me. He saw the beard. Said, all right, bro. I think I could help you. That was about 3 years ago in 2018. So ever since then, I've been trying to get it done.
That's awesome. And then talking about, what was your first day like going to School of Hard Knocks? What was that whole experience like for you?
Okay. I'm not going to name any names, but the first day at Hard Knocks was a big eye-opener. 1, 2, and everything. Getting into the ring was a lot scarier than I thought. You watch on TV and you kind of take it for granted that these people doing what they put their bodies through. So that was a real eye-opener for me when I first got into that ring. I felt the floor, I hit that bump, I hit those ropes, I felt it. And the intensity was really high back then. We saw legitimate fight my first day at wrestling. In the middle of this ring, 2 guys were just not even going at it. One guy was beating up the other. It was pretty bad. It was pretty rough. And all I could think about was, what am I going to do if that were to happen to me? Am I going to stand and take it like that guy did, or am I going to fight back? So it's to fight back. So if anyone ever tried to get crazy with me in the ring, I'm going to fight back. And that first day is kind of what, if I was ever going to stop, it would have been the first day. But the first day is what made me keep going, because I thought I could do this, I could handle this. No one's going to punk me here.
That's awesome. And talking about was there any wrestlers that are still wrestling now that were in your class?
The only other wrestler that I would say started with me, but not the same day as me, but started around the same time as me, was Wicked.
Oh, okay.
I got a lot of love for that kid, but if I ever see him, I'm gonna rip that mask off his face and show the world how ugly. And then I got to give love to Wicked, to someone else that has always been there. Also, Honest John. John, great wrestler. He's a great performer. He's a great teacher. So a lot of the times during the pandemic, I'd show up to class, train, and it would be me, John, Wicked, and maybe a couple other people. So I got real tight with them, and it's always a good time to see them. Of course, the MI too. Miguel's a big homie. I trained a lot with him, and working with those guys in the ring, I learned so much.
And what was one thing that Honest John, what advice did he ever give you that you still keep to this day?
The one thing Honest John has taught me, you can still see it to this day, even in our matches on Hard Knocks Wrestling. This man slows me down, helps me control my breathing. I'm not a skinny guy. I can't do a lot of stuff. So Honest John was really good at teaching me to set my pace, with the pace of the match, so I don't blow up after 5 minutes. Even watching some of our matches, or my matches, you can see that he does see that if we get a little tired, he'll stop me. He'll stop me to talk to me. Or one match, I think it was against Kid Noah. He stopped and he had me to sanitize my hands. And we didn't discuss that. He thought it out on the fly like that. He saw I was getting out of breath. He came up to me, hey, put some sanitizer on my hands, take a couple deep breaths, and then get back. So Honest John really helped me with my pace.
And also you're having also you're training with Jesse Hernandez, which is really big name in the wrestling world. What was it also training under him, and was there any advice that he given you that you still keep to this day?
Yeah, the one thing Jesse has taught me is, I don't know if I can talk about it. Okay if I can?
You go ahead, you're fine. Yeah.
Well, okay. One thing Jesse has taught me is to lay your shit in. And there's one thing I do. I always lay it in. He says if you hit somebody and they start laughing or they're not taking it serious, you hit them again even harder. And I got to tell you, when Jesse, he's a little older now, he doesn't do as much as he used to. But when he does get into that ring, the intensity level goes from here to there. And if you ever lock up with Jesse or take a headlock with Jesse, trust me, you're going to feel everything. That's coming from me.
Oh yeah, and talking about what was this speaking with Hard Knocks Wrestling, what was your first match like? Wrestling under Hard Knocks. What was the whole experience like for you?
Well, my first match at Hard Knocks was against Trek from State 68, and I went there that day. I was there just to train. I didn't know I had a match. I didn't know anything. Someone decided that they didn't show up. I guess it wasn't worth it for them to show up that day to film with us. So Travis was left without an opponent. Jesse to me and he asked me, "You got your gear with you?" And I said, "Yeah, absolutely." Hey, you're getting your first match. So I always want to say this, man, stay ready. You never got to get ready, because that day someone could have had a match and they lost it. Because they lost it, I stepped in because I stayed ready. I had a great match against Travis. And that was actually the first time I ever stepped in the ring with him.
That is,
That's
I mean,
cool.
I like to, because we've spoken with so many wrestlers in the last interview, and it's always a similar story. Like, pretty much always be ready, have your gear ready, because you never know when you're going to make your debut or things happen in the card and you're in, and that's awesome to hear.
And yeah, that's life gets in the way. So the people who show up, you got to show up if you want to eat. I was there and I was ready to eat. I was hungry. Same thing happened a couple of weeks ago. EWS had a show in Lido Creek. I was only booked on one of those days. Showed up the second day anyway. I was ready. I got enough. So stay ready. You never got to get ready. Better to have your gear and not need it than need your gear and not.
Yeah, that's true.
Exactly.
And also, what was it like also wrestling, made your debut in Hard Knocks? What was it also like wrestling with no crowd? What was that whole experience like for you, just wrestling just with cameras?
It's very strange. So we're just wrestling. There's no crowd. We're just wrestling for the other wrestlers. These guys have seen it all, done it all with us. So any move I do, they've already seen it 100 times. And it's not that they don't care. It's just they've seen the big move already. They're not going to pop as easy. But the good thing about watching Hard Knocks, when you do hear that crowd, it's genuine, it's authentic. Because these guys have seen it all, they see it all day. So when we do something like that, yeah, we're hyping it up a little bit. But there is also, it's not like we know what's going to happen. So when you hear the reaction from the Hard Knocks crowd, it makes you feel good because these guys have seen it all. Now, when I wrestled the Lido Creek show in front of those kids, man, I just had to punch somebody one time and these guys started booing me. So it's a real different experience. I definitely for the crowd, for just a bunch of wrestlers. But even then, when it is just a bunch of wrestlers, nothing to it, because they've seen it all, I had to set my game up. I didn't just do the same old stuff. I had to do something a little different to actually make them pay attention. Yeah, they were there, but they didn't have to pay attention. I wanted to make sure they paid attention to me.
Mm-hmm. And also, like during your time training, was there any like footage, like specific footage you would watch on a certain wrestler to get like inspiration from like ring style, even like with promos? Was there like a certain guy that you'd watch film on?
Not so much in promos, but the match. One match I watched over and over is going to be a Bret Hart Stone Cold WrestleMania 13. The intensity in that match, that these guys didn't even wrestle. They just went in there and fought each other. It was a fight. And that's one thing I want to do. I get in there, yeah, it's called pro wrestling, but I'm not here to wrestle. I'm here to fight. And that's something I do want to bring to every. You're not going to see it like I'm going to dive. I'm going to get in there. I'm going to fight. That's what I want people to see.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, and I see it, man. Every match you have, you come there, you're ready to go. You're ready to fight. Especially like the one match I remember watching was between you and Romeo Cruz, which is a match I liked a lot. And what was the whole experience like working with Romeo?
Well, I think with Romeo Cruz, he's a great actor. There's a lot of crazy. There's a lot of things in that ring that I can't do. So to try to get my hands on him to slow him down, that was pretty tough on me. I tried my best, kind of outsmarted me at the end with that. I think it was kind of the dirty trick. And one thing people don't know about that match is I actually break my ankle. At the end of the match, go over the top rope and fall down. I actually break my left ankle, and I was stopped wrestling for 4 to 5 months. And it's nothing to do with Romeo. It has nothing to do with against him. But now it's like when I watch that match, see it happen. It's like, yeah, like I could have quit. Romeo Cruz, I'm looking for that rematch. My ankle's all better.
Ooh.
It's a call out right there.
That's a call out. And we know Romeo's watching.
Oh, he is, yeah. Coming for you. It's John season. It's over.
And who else, like asking you, you want to match with Romeo Cruz, who else is in your hit list? Like, who else do you want to wrestle in EWF?
Wicked. Like I said, that guy, I trained a lot with him. I can't stand people who wear masks. I like the intensity. I like to make faces expression. I want to see the scared look on the faces. Guy, he wears that whole mask to cover his face, even though, he wears it because he's ugly. He doesn't want people to see how scared he is. I want to see how scared he is, and he takes that away from me. Any mask wrestler, I want a piece of them, but I'm going to rip that mask. Someone else from EWF, Ray Genesis, I told him too, I'm coming for that match. I've already wrestled CJ Thunder, got him out of the way. Of course, I'll take out FIG any day for homies. And who else from there? A lot of people I actually like to wrestle John one day. We're good friends. He had my back in Hard Knocks Wrestling, but probably put on a good 15-minute match with that day. Done it so many times. It's on my hit list too, honest John. Forgot about you.
Nice. I would love to see those matches. Those would be really, really exciting matches, especially like John and Genesis. Oh, those are really.
Rip that mask off Genesis' face. Give me the chance. That's all I need.
I can tell you don't like masks.
Don't like masks. Like one of the things I want to do is I'm so sure I could beat not any, but most of the guys wearing them. I'll put my beard on the line. Beard versus loser either saves or loser takes the mask off. Someone's gonna take me up on that challenge one day. Hopefully, someone from the EWF. I'm not above doing that. I got a beautiful beard. They got some ugly masks. But yeah, I'll definitely fight that.
Ooh. Either if you're listening, please book this. We gotta see that for sure.
Yeah, that's awesome. Actually, someone else too from EWF. He's injured right now. He just hurt his back. I think it's an excuse. He doesn't want to fight me. But it's the Island Boy, Edwin.
Island Boy.
Edwin, I'm waiting for you.
Nice. And also, talking about, who you want to wrestle in EDF, but also like outside of EDF, like what independent promotions would you like to wrestle? Is there any that come out in your goals that you'd like to wrestle?
I don't know. The thing about goals is I do think about the future and going to other promotions, but right now my focus is there's no EWF American champion right now. I'm not in that tournament. I'd like to change that. So after I conquer everything I want to conquer in EWF, that's when I'm going to turn my attention to everything else. Because right now, EWF has my focus. I'm going to run through them before I move on.
I was going to say too, I was like putting comments in EDF, like, why weren't you in the American Championship tournament? We got to talk to management over there because I was very mad. I was mad that you weren't part of it. You should have been part of it.
Well, I think the thing with that is they didn't put me in the tournament because it wouldn't really be competition. I would just go through every match. I would defeat anyone, and they'd give me the championship. I don't even know why they took the championship off Golden Boy. I would have wrestled Golden Boy. That would have been a hell of a match.
I would have loved to see that. Yeah. That would have been amazing.
That might affect that golden boot. I don't think it can affect the beard, but there's only one way to find out.
Man, that would be. I love this, man. I love you calling all these guys, man. I like you, man. We don't see wrestlers that call out all the wrestlers. The fact that you're calling everyone out, I love it. And then, also, with wrestling, which, now there's so many promotions out there now with AEW, Impact, everyone, wrestling rules, is on top right now. And how much wrestling do you watch? Like, how much do you still watch to this day?
I don't have cable TV, so I don't watch Raw, I don't watch SmackDown, I don't watch Dynamite, I don't watch Impact, I don't watch NXT. I do have the network, so when the pay-per-views, the WWE pay-per-views are on, I will watch them. Maybe not all the way through, but like I think the next one coming up is a Crown Jewel, Roman versus. Like I'll watch that, but like I didn't watch the AEW pay-per-view. I saw the clips, but it's not something I don't really go out of my way to watch it more. It's more if I have the time, I'll sit down and I'll watch something. Only if it's live. I don't like watching the replays. By the time I sit down to watch the replays, it's already over. You know, like I already saw what happened. I already saw the spoilers. So everything has to come together. Like I like going to the live shows better. So instead of sitting at home watching WWE, I'd rather go out and watch an EWS show. I'd rather go and be a part of a Hard Knock show. Even if I'm not wrestling, I'd rather watch the wrestling live, sitting at home and watching it.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Especially like even with Rich and I, like, you know, there's been times where like on a weekend there'll be like let's say like a SmackDown or a Raw being like in town, and we will miss that just to go to an independent show because we love like independent wrestling. We'd rather see that because there's been times where we skipped it and I'm like, you know what, no, let's go to EWF show or any other promotions out there. So, you know, to me, I think independent wrestling, especially with independent wrestling right now, like, you know, it's on fire right now. So especially all the talent that's coming up.
Yeah, if something happens on the indie scene, there might not always be a bunch of footage about it. So you got to take your chances. You got to go there. You got to see it in person versus, you know, someone comes back in WWE, someone shows up in AEW. Everyone's posted the CM Punk return. I didn't need to watch. I just had to look at people's stories. You know, the Brock Lesnar return. I didn't need to watch. I just had to look at people's stories. They showed me versus an independent show. You know, they don't have the reach WWE, AEW has. So the stuff you're seeing, you know, you're putting out there for someone to see, and you might be the only one doing that. And that gives someone else a chance to watch it because everyone posted CM Punk, everyone posted Lesnar. Let's post the independent. Let's give it a shot too.
Absolutely, definitely. And then, you know, definitely now with everything you've gone through, your training, now your career in WF, if someone, you know, someone's watching this and wants to pursue a career in professional wrestling, wants to be a professional wrestler, what advice can you give to someone that wants to be in this business?
It's gonna hurt a lot, and you can either give up and be like everyone else, or you can fight through the pain and you can be somebody. And I just posted this on my Instagram story a couple of days ago. The people who I was training with 2 years ago, 3 years ago, last year, so many of them don't survive. They went in there because they thought it was cool. They were going to do some flippy stuff, you know, get their shit in. It doesn't work that way. I didn't step in the ring my first day of training. Some people think they can come in and just because they can do a roll or they can jump really high that they're going to get in the ring and get exactly what they want. And it doesn't work that way. You have to earn it. And it hurts, you know. A lot of people don't want to take that. They just want to go do the moves and they don't want to lose. They don't want to learn how to lose. They don't want to sell. They just want to be like their favorite wrestlers on TV, and it's just not going to work. If you want to get started in this, if you're serious, you need to be humble. You need to be ready to get hurt, and you need to accept that you are going to get hurt because it's a cliche to say it, but it's not ballet. It's pro wrestling, and you got to take it serious because not only are you putting my life in your hands, I'm putting your life in your hands. In my hands. And if you're not taking it serious, I might as well just drop you on your head because I don't want to work with someone who's going to be dangerous. I want it to be safe. I want it to be good, and I want it to be serious. So if you're going to do this, don't walk into school, Hard Knocks, see me there, thinking you're going to be on YouTube by next week. It's not going to happen. It took me 3 years of training to get this done. 3 years. People think they can do it in 3 weeks, and it's just not going to happen. So you got to really know what you want before you step in that.
Absolutely, man.
No,
that's such great.
I mean, it's really good advice because, like, especially now, everyone sees it on, you know, Instagram, social media, and they think they can just jump in there. But like you said, there's so many years of work, and like you said, it's a match, and there's a reason why these guys look like they're killing each other because it takes years to polish it, and it takes years of training to make it look, you know, like someone's killing somebody. Because in the end of the day, your guys are, you know, saving each other and protecting each other. There's an art to it, and there's a lot of work, and like you said, a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. And I think a lot of people don't understand that. Like you said, it took you 3 years to get where you are today. And like you said, it takes all that energy, and in the end, the reward is going to that curtain for the first time. and it's satisfying. Like
And
you
the
were telling
crowd
us
gets
earlier. Yeah, once you go in there, it's just it all the work pays for itself. That's awesome to hear your story. It matters.
Yeah, it sucks because I was actually supposed to I only debuted in front of a live crowd about 2 weeks. I was actually supposed to make my debut a few months ago, but like I said, I broke my ankle, and that was a big setback for
exactly.
people who think they can come in and just get in it right away. It's like, hold on, I was just off for 4 months because you're not getting in front of me. You got to get in the back line. You got to earn it. You got to earn your spot here. It's like you hear about it all the time, and 100% true. You're not walking and do this. And you gotta listen, take time to listen. And also, you need to be coachable. A lot of people will come in there and throw a punch, so they'll hit me in the face. Like, hey man, like you did that wrong. They don't want to hear that they're doing wrong. They just want to do their stuff and try to correct them. They don't want to be corrected, so you got to correct them the hard way. And that's how it happens.
It's true. 100%, absolutely. And and for all the matches that I've watched in Hard Knocks, and especially like even with like your promos, like I'm being honest, like when I watch your promos, man, I even get scared because like I'm like you make the face and the beard, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, like I don't want to be there. I would be like probably running away. Like everything you do from the promos in the ring, man, it's amazing to watch. And I can't wait for the future for you, man. I wish nothing but success for you. And yeah, man. Hopefully you win. Hopefully you win all the titles in EDF, man. American, tag team, heavyweight. Oh man, I wish nothing
but. Right. The tag teams are coming up soon, and so the South. I'm not calling them out, but rather I'm sending a truth offer. Casey Phoenix. I like your style. I see you don't have a match for the tag team tournament either, so I'm offering my services. He's a weird guy. Casey doesn't say a lot, so I can speak for him. So I like his attitude. I like his style, and I think Casey can do a lot of damage in the EWF.
Casey Phoenix, if you're watching, you gotta accept that offer, man. This is a great offer. You teaming up with Michael Badwolf, man. I think it'll be great. I think it'll be a great team, and I think those belts will look good on you both. So definitely, for sure.
It'll look great next to the beard, man.
Absolutely. Awesome, man. Once again, Michael, really appreciate you taking the time to do this podcast with us. We really, really appreciate it, man. And is there anything where the fans can find you on social media? Anything you want to plug in? Any upcoming bookings? Anything?
I'm all clear for right now. Just keep watching the EWF page. I'll follow them on Facebook, follow them on Instagram. If I do have a match, it's only going to be for the EWF at this time. Like I said, I want to conquer that first before I move on. If you want to follow me personally, you can follow my Instagram. I'm at Michael Badwolf. If you come out to a show, I got some really cool stickers. You mentioned that you heard about this podcast. I might just give you one for free. But I'm always going to be around. If you're catching at the EWF shows, I'll always be there, man.
Awesome. And I saw those stickers too, by the way. They're awesome. Awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, shout out to Con Artist on Instagram. He made that design for me. Another friend of Jamal Starks, the CSJ, another EWF wrestler. He helped me with that design too. So shout out to both those guys for helping. Oh yeah, Jamal. Jamal's another guy too. Jamal, if you're watching, I want beef.
Ooh. Awesome. I love it, man. I love all this calling out, man. I love it. Absolutely.
Anytime. Don't scare me. CSJ can't stop Jamal. I think I can stop him. There's only one way to find out, right?
Yep, absolutely.
Exactly.
Awesome. Once again, Michael, really appreciate you taking the time to do this podcast with us, man. Really enjoyed this conversation, and hopefully we can have you back very, very soon.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. When I got the message, I was like, wow, I've seen my friends on here before. I thought, hopefully I could do that one day. You guys made it happen for me today, so I really appreciate that. Thank you.
No problem, man. Thank you, man.
Yeah, anytime.
Thank you so. And again, fans watching, listening, please go support this man right here. Go follow all his social medias on Michael Badwolf, and go like and subscribe, comment to Hard Knocks Wrestling, and please watch all his matches because they are a banger. They're great, and catch them up on the upcoming EDF shows coming up on EDF.com, and that's gonna do it for us here on Championship on the Line podcast. We'll see you guys next time.
Bye.